entrepreneurs. My name is Africa Allah, part owner of Distinctive Impression Multimedia Group. Distinctive Impression Multimedia Group was created in 2006 by two female entrepreneurs looking to provide solutions in multimedia in a growing new media era. Now, when I say new media, we're talking about traditional media or multimedia housed on a digital platform. So, in 2006, my partner Tanisha Harrigan and I decided to create Distinctive Impression to meet the needs, the growing needs actually, of small businesses looking to become a part of the digital revolution. We also created DIRadioCast New Media Network, where we can house content produced by our staff as well as content produced for our clients. DIRadioCast New Media Network focuses on music, technology, and the implementation of technology in small business. I would like to thank and welcome all of you to our Women Entrepreneurship Day presentation. I'm going to briefly talk to you about why new and social media is important to your business. Now, most people don't understand the concept of new media, so I'm going to break it down something simple. New media is simply traditional media housed on a digital platform. It consists of, but is not limited to, audio, which comes in the form of podcasting, video, photography, and journalism. Additionally, there are millions of ways for you to connect with your target demographic using new media. We're going to talk about two facets of new media. That's your website and your social media outlets. Now, one of the things that I suggest for all entrepreneurs is to build a hub location. And a hub location is your website. Why? Let me tell you a story. In 2006, when we created our network, we initially started off with a podcast. Me coming from a radio background, that was one of the passions that we had. So what we did was we created a podcast. We took that podcast and housed it on a third-party outlet. Throughout our podcast, we gave information. We had 4 segments. We gave information on business. We also talked about social issues, and of course, we played music from all around the world, and my passion, urban music as well. Now, during this time, we had over 1.3 million people downloading our content. At that time, they didn't really have streams, so people had to download your content. We had over 1.3 million people downloading our content, and we built our entire brand identity on this third party. This was a time that companies were not mandated to tell people that they were actually closing down. So one day I asked somebody to check out the site, and they said it was down or it wasn't there. So I went to check it out, and lo and behold, the site had closed. It no longer exists. So I lost 1.3 million people that were actively participating on our network for a period of 1 year. We within a week regrouped and created our brand again on a third party. A year and a half passed, and while we had not gotten back to our 1.3 million, we were relatively close, looking at 750,000 plus people coming to our new third-party location. And then one day we got a notice saying that the outlet was changing from audio to video. And in 72 hours, we lost again our content. This was our eye-opener. You cannot build your house on the water. So we had to look at building our brand on our own personal network. so that in the event that our third party partners folded, we would still have a brand identity, because now we had already built our brand twice on a third party, and we were not able to be found anywhere because we were instinctively connected with those people. So there's two things here. Build your brand or build your product on your own personal network so that you can direct people to it. Additionally, create a brand identity by constantly reiterating the name of your product, DIRadioCast. So regardless of where you build your product, when people put it in the search engine, they will be able to find your brand. Our problem initially was we were pushing the product or the third party outlet more than we were pushing ourselves. Hence, like today, you see a lot of people have a Facebook page and they say, "Oh, find us on Facebook." They're not saying find DIRadioCast on Facebook. They're saying you can find us on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page. They don't say check out DIRadioCast on Facebook. So that's one of the things that we have to look at, like, because tomorrow if Facebook dies, as so did MySpace, and a lot of artists and people that were communicating on MySpace lost their entire fan base when MySpace died. If Facebook dies tomorrow, your brand no longer exists. There's nowhere that people can find your product. So look at investing in your website. Now that we've talked about website, let's talk about the importance of social media, because social media is important. One of the things that I like to tell people, look at your website as a hub location. It's the distributions, it's the actual manufacturing station, right? This is where you manufacture your content, you create the magic. Now that you've created the magic, you have to distribute that content. And the distribution centers are social media. But all of your content or all of the distribution centers should lead people back to the manufacturer, which is you. So let's talk about how you do that. And first, I want to talk about nine reasons why social media marketing should be on the top of your to-do list. First, you get to see your target demographic up close and personal. This gives you an opportunity to actually get to know who your target demographic is and what they want from you as a brand or product. You can respond to problems almost immediately. Come on now. Everybody knows that social media is where you get your news. As a business or entrepreneur, it is imperative that you stay connected with your target demographic so that you can resolve any problems that come up almost instantaneously. Number 3, your competitors are on social media. Yeah, they're on social media. No brainer. Number 4, people are receptive to your message. People view Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Pinterest, Google+, and YouTube, which is an extension of Google+, on a regular basis. They are more receptive to that information than to be marketed to. People like to be engaged. They like to converse. They like to have conversations. They want to feel as if you're not trying to get over on them. So yeah, they're more receptive to your social media interaction versus your advertisements. And you're going to have to learn how to change your language when you're on social media as well. It will get you more sales. Number 5, social media. Yeah, it'll get you more sales because you're constantly engaging with these people. You're getting to know them. They feel like you care. You share their ideals. You understand what their needs are. And your conversation should always be about solutions. It should be solution driven. DIYs, do it yourself. DIY, do it yourself. Tutorials, videos, texts, Just random things that kind of get people feeling like, yeah, they understand. Whatever your brand is. Number 6, you'll find customers you didn't know exist. No longer you can find to your 300,000 people demographic with inside your region, whom now you're narrowcasting because you really want to get a certain amount of people. You can now reach people everywhere around the world using new and social media. So, people you didn't know exist will now be out there getting your product. Customers you didn't know exist will find and support your product. Well, if you can reach these people, of course, now they're going to support your product, and you're no longer confined to this small group of people that reside in your region. You now have the world as your oyster by supporting new and social media. Number 8. And I say this with a grain of salt. It's relatively free. Yes, it's relatively free to participate on all of these social platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube, which is an extension of Google+, and you definitely want to be on Google+, because Google+ is owned by Google, the largest search engine or the largest company on the internet. Google is number 1 in search, and YouTube is number 2 in search, and they're connected. So yeah, you want to be on Google+. It increases your probability of being seen. And number 9, social media marketing arena is fairly level ground. It costs less to market on social media than it costs to market in traditional media. The money that you would spend on a radio campaign is the same amount of money that you can spend on all platforms, and I said all digital platforms, meaning audio, video, photography, and journalism on you and social media. Think about it. The money that you spend on one day of advertising on the radio, if you're doing it correctly and you have a strategic plan, that same amount of money, you can spend that over the course of 30 days and get a higher return on your investment. So think about that. Now that we've talked about the 9 reasons why social media should be on your to-do list, let's talk about the 10 benefits of social media marketing and why it's imperative for you to take part in social media marketing. One of the top 10 benefits is that social media marketing increases your brand recognition. Every opportunity you have to syndicate your content and increase your visibility is valuable. By taking your content from your main website and distributing it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, or from YouTube to Google+ to YouTube again. But every opportunity you have to distribute your content to other social outlets is an opportunity to increase your brand visibility. It also helps increase brand loyalty. Social media, you have a unique opportunity to engage with your target demographic. By engaging with your target demographic and having conversations, getting to know them, as we stated in the 9 reasons why it should be on your to-do list, is a reason why you have brand loyalty. People will support you if they feel like you are interested in who they are, what they do. Or if they feel like they share some common moral value or cultural connection, they will support you and be more loyal to you than they would be to your competitors who may be out of the country. Now, there are some things that go into that as well, but we'll get into that probably in another class. you have more opportunities to convert. You have more opportunities to get people to purchase your content or engage, watch your videos, come out to your events. I constantly tell people to, on a regular basis, have conversations with their fan base. And this is to help increase the probability of conversions. So you definitely want to do that. You have higher conversion rates because you're constantly updating your content. You're constantly having conversations. And one of the things that I want to say is, you have your product. Whomever you are, whatever you do as an entrepreneur, you have the unique ability to share your content on a daily basis. And by sharing your content and sharing your information, you have a higher conversion rate because people trust you. And let's go to that. I think one of the things is number 5. Oh yeah. You become an authority in your market. And how do you become an authority figure inside your market, inside your demographic or your market, your target market? Well, a lot of people say, well, I don't know how to blog, I don't know how to tweet, or why would I start a podcast? How do I go about it? Well, this is the simplest thing, right? Whatever your market is or whatever it is that you do, I'm sure on a daily basis people ask you the same questions. So what you do is you take those questions and you write answers. But where do you write answers? On your website. Tell people what it is that you do. Or tell people, answer the questions that people ask you. Give them your opinion. Oh, let's go deeper. Give them your opinion and then give them the opinions of others in your marketplace. And allow them to make a decision based on that information. Also, pick a day to put up certain information. So Monday you'll put up one set of information. Tuesday you'll put up another set of information. You don't have to do it every day, really. You don't have to pay attention to it every day. It's not like a plant. Well, it is a plant, but for the sake of the busy entrepreneur, it's not really a plant. Find a day within the week that you can put up content and make that your day. Make that the day that you focus on your website. And you put up content that's relevant to your target demographic. If you're in fashion, talk about the colors for the fall, the colors for the winter, whatever season it is. Talk about the patterns, the material. Talk about, things that are going on in the marketplace, the products that are getting visibility and why they're getting visibility. What regions are they in? What's going on in specific regions? What's going on in your region? If you are an entertainer or a DJ, talk about the new rhythms, talk about the new songs, talk about the marketplace, what's going on in the music industry. How does that relate or correlate with the target demographic that you're looking at? Talk about the events that you have coming up and why those events are significant. There's so much that you can actually talk about. Like right now, you're here at the Women's Entrepreneurship Day 2015 with Simone Bowe. On that, on allhumanityfirst.com or DIRadioCast, you'll be able to find out information. You'll be able to see recaps, testimonies, videos, the replays of the videos that you're watching right now. You'll be able to find people's response to this event and follow-up solutions that came out of this particular event. So there's so many things that you can put on your website that we don't think about because we're thinking about, this one thing. Stop thinking narrow, think outside of the box. And I'm really and truly get rid of the box because the world is a circle. So that's one thing. To build brand authority, you have to constantly be communicating with your target demographic. And your new media outlet should be the hub location where all of that communication comes from. And you distribute that content all over the internet using your social media outlets. And again, social media outlets, and the top 4 really are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. You also, if you're a business-driven person or if you're looking for B2B, LinkedIn is awesome. If you're targeting females specifically, Pinterest is a great place. 80% of the consumers on Pinterest, 80% of the marketplace that are on Instagram are female. So Instagram is really a female-driven social media outlet. And if you are here today as a woman entrepreneur and you're selling to other females, maybe you want to start a Pinterest page like today. Okay. So now that we know, now that we've talked about brand authority, now that's number 5. Number 6 is increase inbound traffic. With all of this brand authority and all of these conversations, you're increasing traffic to your website because your conversations are leading people back to your website, DIRadioCast.com, allhumanityfirst.com. They're leading you back to your website. Why? Because now people want to find out more about you or more about the stuff that you're talking about. They're going to go visit your website, and all of the content that you've been placing, you've done 2 things. You've created repetition. You've at the end of every conversation, you ended it with your .com and your unique hashtag. Your unique hashtag should be the name of your brand or something similar within your marketplace. That's a no-brainer. But for the most part, it's going to increase traffic back to your website because you've now identified yourself as an authority inside your market, right? So people are now coming back to your website because, they want to know more about who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and maybe they even want to purchase your services. So now that we've done that, decrease marketing costs. I told you before when we talked about the 9 reasons why social media should be on your top to-do list. Social media is relatively free, and I say that because you can reduce the cost of your marketing budget by participating in social media advertisement. Oh my gosh, Twitter has the best analytics. Google has Google Analytics, which tracks your website's intake, and that is awesome. It's changed tremendously. You can even see analytics in real time there. But Twitter has awesome demographics. It can tell you what people are interested, what they're listening to, what foods they are interested in. Like, it gives you a lot of really in-depth analytics. Facebook has changed their analytics over the past few months, and every 3 or 4 days you'll see a little minute change, but it's something that's really awesome for people like you and I that are small business entrepreneurs and trying to compete on a larger level in the corporate world. So the analytics that are given on Facebook can really help you define who your target demographic is and increase the traffic to your website as well as conversions. Additionally, Facebook has now integrated Instagram marketing in their campaigns. So you can now run Instagram ads, and you'll see that I think the analytics for that is poquito, it's okay, but it's not great. But the idea is that I can tell you, just off of Instagram ads, and I tested this theory before I did this, just off of Instagram ads, I've gotten a higher percent of traffic coming to my website as a result of Instagram ads. And that's more so because people, they watch a little clip where they see the video and you put something really catchy there, and they click on the thing because it's something new, so they click on it and they go to your website and they're like, oh, this is awesome. So you definitely want to try online marketing. And what I'll tell you that works from my experience is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And YouTube is a separate beast, and that's something that we'd have to talk to in a whole different presentation, but the option is there. Now that you've decreased your marketing costs, you get better search engine ranking. Search engine ranking is SEO. Let me tell you a little secret. If you're conversing on social media and you're having these conversations and you're constantly using your dedicated hashtag, referencing your website, and referencing your business or brand theme or whatever, you're then increasing the visibility of your website in search. Isn't that amazing? So there are 3 things that you always want to do when you're communicating on new and social media. Always end with your website. Start with your dedicated hashtag, and you have to figure that one out, whatever you want it to be. If you have a tagline or a theme, make sure that that's in there. Something recognizable and something distinctive to yourself. You see what I did? Distinctive impression, distinctive to yourself. DIRadioCast.com, Africa a lot. Everywhere on the internet you can find me. So better search engine ranking increases the search engine optimization or visibility of your particular product or brand. Okay? And we have 2 more to go before I close out. Richer customer experience. People feel connected. I've said that before. People feel connected to a brand when they can talk to them. They can talk to their CRMs, and that's the customer relations managers, the people are designated to communicate with your fan base via social media, and that too can be you. But people feel more connected, and it has to be relevant to your target, to your brand. And people want to put up pictures of puppies and they have all these little cutesy stuff. It has nothing to do with your brand. Stay focused, people. Let's talk about your brand. Let's talk about your brand identity. Let's talk about what's going on in your market. I don't care about puppies. I want to know about what your brand is. So you need to first identify what your brand is and what you want to talk about. Like I said, on DIRadioCast New Media Network, we focus on music technology and the implementation of technology. And if you look at any of the posts that I've ever posted on new and social media, even in my personal timeline, it's always about music technology and the implementation of technology and or the clients that I'm working with and what we're doing for them, which is music, technology, and the implementation of technology in small business. So your conversation should always be based around those things because those are drivers to help people find you on social media. So it makes a richer customer experience because now they feel like they have this connection. And social media at its core is a communication channel like email or phone calls. Social media is only human communication on a digital outlet. That's it. That's all it is. And once you understand that, you should be able to master new and social media. Lastly, it improves customer insights. Social media also gives you the opportunity to gain valuable information about what your customers are interested in and how they behave via social listening. For example, you can monitor comments to see what people are thinking of your business directly. You can segment your content syndication lists based on topics you see people are looking at on those particular outlets. So if people on Twitter are interested in price and people on Facebook are more interested in the marketplace, then your communication on Twitter is going to be all about price increases, price deductions, etc., etc. And your communication on Facebook is going to be all about the market and what's happening in the market and how things are changing and how the things that are changing impact your market. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's always about your target demographic. So, my name is Africa Allah of DIRadioCast New Media Network. I am part founder of Distinctive Impression Multimedia Group, and thank you for joining me for Women's Entrepreneurship Day here in Nassau, Bahamas.